Oh,
Good
well,
morning.
welcome. I'm Santa, and this is Jossie Claus.
Good morning. This morning, we're going to share with you a book. This story is MOMMS, The Mountain of Mismatched Socks, and it is the story that took place here at the North Pole that we told Bob Bulick and Jocelyn Whitney, our good friends in Oklahoma, a few years ago, and they published a book about our adventure. So we'd like to share it with you today. Are you ready, Santa?
I hope so.
All right, let's give it a go. This is The Mountain of Mismatched Socks by Bob Bulick and Jocelyn Whitney, illustrated by Sandy Hall. A few years ago, at the North Pole, Santa was feeling perplexed. Mrs. Claus noticed he wasn't finishing his favorite cookie snacks, so she knew something was bothering him. He told her that for some time he had been worried about coal.
Yes, I was.
Everyone knows when children have been naughty, they get coal instead of a toy from Santa. But Santa wasn't happy about that for two reasons.
No, I wasn't. First, even if they've been naughty, they should get a toy. But they need a reminder that they could have done better. So, second, coal is messy and it's hard to mine. It's dangerous to people and it's dangerous to the atmosphere. And I just don't want to use it anymore.
Well, Santa, what can you give children as a reminder then?
Well, that's the problem. I don't know. I've been using coal for so long, I just don't know what else to use.
I know. Let's ask those creative elves. They'll have an idea. Blow the trumpets, post the banners, let them know.
Oh,
Blow the trumpets, post the banners, and let them know you need their help.
yes.
The Great Elf Congress convened in Santa's throne room. All the elves listened to Santa's dilemma and offered solutions. Elf Sunshine recommended a small bag of nails to warn children against sharp tempers. But Santa said,
Oh, no, we certainly don't want any children to be hurt by the nails.
no. Frostine suggested snowballs because being mean makes a child's heart cold. But Mrs. Claus reminded them that snowballs would melt in the South, leaving soggy Christmas stockings. No one wanted to deal with that smell. They were seriously considering Brussels sprouts when the door opened and in walked the always late for everything Elf Argyle. Santa stood and stared, mouth opened. Santa! The room went silent. Mind your manners! It's not polite to stare. He's only a little late, chuckled Mrs. Claus. Then she looked at Argyle, and her mouth dropped open as well. Argyle, what on earth are you wearing? Everyone turned to look at the tardy little elf. Since there is so much white at the North Pole because of the snow, everyone there wears bright colors. Santa and Mrs. Claus are no match for the elves, who wear the most brilliant colors imaginable. But Argyle's coat was beyond description. It had every color of the rainbow, but it also had plaid, stripes, tweeds, cable knits, and polka dots on it. This coat was dotted with strange socks. None of them matched. They were stitched onto the coat like pockets or patches. Santa recovered his wits and asked,
Argyle, where on earth did you get that coat? It is most unique.
In unison, all of the elves cried out, "Moms!" Santa and Mrs. Claus looked at each other, confused. Whose mom?
Well,
No one's mother, the elves cried.
we don't have a store at the North Pole called MOMMS.
No, laughed the elves. It's not a store. Come, we'll show you. This is how the throne room looked. during that particular moment. Isn't that glorious? Look at that tree. We love decorating up Santa's big fancy throne room. The next morning, a team of elves rowed the Clauses in a boat out past the island of misfit toys, and suddenly they saw the most amazing sight. It was a small island made up of the largest pile of socks imaginable. In fact, according to the elves, it was technically a mountain. The mountain of mismatched socks, or MOMMS. The Clauses' mouths were open again. Argyle explained that the elves had discovered the mountain and had studied long and hard. They watched each night to discover where the socks came from, because the mountain just kept growing. They had seen a sock fall from the sky, and so they had borrowed a reindeer and followed the trail back to the source. Elf Sunshine explained, "You see, Santa, when people do the laundry, a sock always goes missing in the dryer. We discovered that those socks were escaping up through the vent, going sucked up into the jet stream, then getting carried by the high winds up to the North Pole. There's a hole in the ozone there, and those socks were falling through it. Plop, plop,
Plop.
the socks piled up into that mountain." "But wait a minute," Santa exclaimed.
Argyle's coat didn't come through the dryer.
Sunshine laughed merrily. "Of course not. We couldn't let all that good yarn go to waste. You know we recycle everything up here. We have been making clothes out of unraveled socks for quite a while now. Argyle just gets impatient waiting for them to be unraveled, so he puts them on his coat whole. But the problem is, even with new wardrobes..." Yeah, you can go ahead. Okay. "Even with new wardrobes for all of the elves, the mountain keeps getting bigger. We don't know what we are going to do with the rest of those old socks." Santa and Mrs. Claus gave each other a wink. "Oh, we'll think of something." Ever since then, instead of coal, Santa has carried a bag of mismatched socks on the sleigh on Christmas Eve. Each naughty child still gets a gift, but they'll also get an odd sock as a reminder that they can be nicer next year. And that is the end of this story.
Yes.
But there is another story about our friend Argyle and his adventure with a new friend. Now, Santa, who do you think that their new friend might be?
I don't know. Could it be?
Can you see in the picture? Argyle has made friends with a live sock.
No way.
Yes.
Wait. Oh.
So join us. You can find both of these books on
Amazon. You'll find MOMMS, The Mountain of Mismatched Socks, and the second book, Argyle's New Friend, available there.
Also, you can follow us on Facebook at MOMMS, all capitals, no punctuation, and find out about the adventures, how it is that a little sock magically came to life and had an adventure at the North Pole. We hope you continue to have a good day, and we will see you come Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.